Guerrero is online. I see Dan Rasal, Dave Duenas gets a Biba here this morning. Carol Ann Prune, Charles Craw, Elizabeth Mendiola Kitsu, Joanne Taitanu. I got, everybody's talking to each other again by this time. Rudy Rodolfo online. Good to have you on, Burger King. And let me see. You know what? I see the Burger King, and I'm thinking of Pika's Best, right? The connection is just welded together in my head. Here's the thing. Today was going to be one of those days. I told you yesterday I was giddy with anticipation because, oh my God, tomorrow I'm going to unveil the Pika's Best. I'm going to see if we get to retain our title as the Pika's Best radio station and find out who Pika's Best radio personality and best DJs are and stuff like that. I don't know what it was, and nobody corrected. This is the thing. Nobody corrected me yesterday, which means I'm that good. I'm that good. Well, if he said it, so it must be tomorrow. If Ray Gibson said it on the radio, then it must be tomorrow. So I go to the gas station, and I was very happy because today the black and white version of the PDN is there again. And the lady at the counter says, "The newspaper's here." I said, "Okay, great. I'm going to get a newspaper. I'm going to get my vitamin water." Yeah. And I said, "I'm going to wait. I'm going to delay. I'm going to delay my gratification." I'm going to hold it until I get to work. So I get to work, take care of all of this stuff, and I open up the newspaper and it says, tomorrow is when they're going to announce. I
was wondering why you weren't yelling about something, like, hey, we won or whatever. Like, how come he's really quiet this morning?
Okay, so... there's more to the story, but I'll save it for later. Anyway, 6:32. Today is not the day. Tomorrow, I'll be giddy with anticipation for tomorrow and the great reveal. Bandits online. Let me see here. I got Cheryl Ochai hanging out with us this morning. That's awesome. Bob and Connie Bartonico. Bob, you missed the bubble run over the weekend. I was just checking out the numbers for the top three finishers in our division. You would have smoked them, bro. You would have absolutely smoked them. Yeah, next time come back. I got Lena McDaniel, Mike Grace Bloss. There's Harvey Egna, Francis Duffy, Joe and Goko is online. Donna D is checking out a couple of things. Sarita Guerin, I know, right? Now, no way Ray doesn't know Sailor Moon. Sarita, I know, right? I thought everybody knew Sailor Moon. Even people who didn't want to know Sailor Moon know Sailor Moon. Who said Pokey Labwood? Something about the Chamorro Pokemon? Is Pokey Labwood? Robert Conrad is the name I was looking for. I said Connor. Sorry about that. James West was the guy. Heather Pear is online. And, okay, so there's a great crowd here this morning. Do me a favor. Like, follow, share, do all of the things that you're supposed to do here to ensure that you message out to the world that this is the place where everybody comes to listen to a unique brand of storytelling and news and information. Valine admitting that she farts all the time.
No way.
Yeah. I mean,
girls don't fart, Ray.
They make flowers.
I heard.
Yeah, isn't that what it's supposed to be? Well, this is fun. Nas Santos, need to see me? Okay. I got Bill Petit, Johnny Martinez, Brad Wood is checking in finally. I want to make sure. Okay, that's a huge list here this morning. Like, follow, share, and do whatever it takes to make sure that everybody in Guam, around the world, every time zone knows where we are here. 6:34 in the morning. As I said, lots and lots in the table of contents to talk about here this morning. So we'll get around to doing all of that. But first, we gotta prime the pump. We gotta find out what the big issues are, what the big stories are, and to do. Can you take the pressure? Can you handle it? You got to dress it up.
Pull the choke out and prime it.
Havalin Shimizu is good there. So what? Yeah, you got to. You remember Jeff Marchessault used to do news on television, and when Jeff was doing the news, this is not a criticism. He did this very well. He'd kind of lean into the camera, and he would deliver the news with a kind of urgency. And he might be just reading ball scores, but he made it so that you were listening to him read the ball scores like your life depended on it. So
that wasn't in my character description for this role.
So. I see. Find the motivation, get the feelings, get the sense of it. 6:34 in the morning now with news and headlines. We'll take it any way she delivers it. Here's Donna D. Huffett.
Hazmat teams with GFD and the Guam National Guard civil support team spent hours yesterday trying to find the source of the foul odor that forced the entire Guam Homeland Security Office of Civil Defense to evacuate late Tuesday, but had no luck. GFD spokesperson Nick Garrido said none of their tools and equipment were able to detect anything hazardous. Meanwhile, a water line burst on Nimitz Hill sent gallons of water gushing into the air and flowing down the street. GWA General Manager Miguel Bordalio says it's a Navy line and adds that they coordinated their response with the military's contractor. And the Salvation Army is seeking donations of items like canned food, bottled water, baby formula, and juice to make meals and to give away some groceries to the less fortunate. The Salvation Army also hands out free meals to the needy for Thanksgiving. Residents can also help by volunteering or giving monetary donations. Contact the Salvation Army at 477-9855 to schedule a pickup or drop-off donation. And those are your local headlines on The Point. Now back to Ray. What's so funny?
I think this might be the outfit that Roy Canata is going to be wearing to
What's that
the
behind?
inauguration.
Is that a Laddie Stone
I
behind
know,
him?
it looks like he has spiky hair.
It
Or
looks
is that
like
hair?
he's Laddie Stoned his hair.
No.
Yeah. Mike, thanks, Mike, for sending this in here. This is Senator Roy Canata.
Senator,
ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen.
distinguished Senator
The only thing
Roy
he
Canata.
needs to be holding a Whopper in his hand, but he's got the uncharacteristic, not necessarily a Sinahi, but he's got a Laddie Stone necklace on, and he's got his hair coiffed like a Laddie Stone. I think that's a trend. I think that's going to be if you've got the hair.
Do
Back
it.
in the 70s, we used to
Yes.
say if you got
Dare.
it, flaunt it. If you got it, flaunt it, and he's got it, and he is flaunting his hair thus. So congratulations, and Roy, I dare you, I double dog dare you to have your hair like that at the inauguration. Stand right next to Will. 6:36 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. So much more ahead. Stick around, bro. I'll be right back.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Go green, go hybrid. Go to Nanbo Insurance, and your next power bill is on us. Insure your hybrid car at Nanbo and get up to $350 towards your next power bill. That's instant savings for keeping our island clean and green. Nanbo has been providing Guam with over 50 years of reliable and affordable auto insurance. At Nanbo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit nanbo.com or call 477-9754 for details.
Oh, KFC, original and crispy. Happy holidays, folks. Colonel Sanders here. KFC is here to help feed your holiday hunger with our 6 or 12-piece family meal. They both come with your choice of our delicious KFC sides, biscuits, and a personal gift from the Colonel. 2 free glass food containers. Have a safe and happy holiday season from KFC Guam. It's finger licking good.
The whole thing is farts now. The whole Facebook Live thing, everything that's all anybody is talking about now is
See
what
you did?
I did not do. I did
was it
not
you?
do it. No, I didn't. I was
Okay.
talking about whoever smelt it, dealt it over at
Oh,
Civil
yeah,
Defense and Homeland
that's how it
Security.
started. I'm sorry.
And then there was girls don't fart, and if they do, if they don't, they're grumpy. And Sarita says, "Well, that's why I've got a smile on my face all the time." Yeah. And Sarita's the least grumpiest person that I know. So there must be like a continuous pipeline of anyway. But that's all anybody's talking about on the thing. It's making me nuts. Marie Babata Balbin is there. Says Mike Grace Bloss and Mark and Francis Ismail. 1 million Valentine's likes from the beautiful Belen Sidell. Rob Salazar hanging out this morning. Who else is playing around? Bunker Meadow checking in from Plummer, Idaho. He says snowy mountaintop in Plummer, Idaho. I wonder if there's a way we might be able to get this picture with a snowy mountaintop up on screen.
Oh,
He's got the
yeah.
Laddie Stone action going on with the hair. Maybe we could put a little snowy mountaintop
I like
on that.
Frosted tips.
Exactly. Now Donna is insistent that that's not his hair.
That's not.
See what I got to work with here?
It is.
I'm like, that's his hair.
not mine.
He's got, it's you go to a guy and they hang you upside down and they put out, an incredible amount of Madeline Berdalio
Yes.
sticky hairspray in there and then you shape it like a Laddie Stone. This didn't look like it was
Forte.
that was all that difficult.
But look at the color difference and the texture.
Forte by
And
Sebastian.
the gray part
Mm-hmm.
is kind of blurry.
It's kind of like an accent, like on a real Laddie
It's
Stone.
the
You know,
eyes for me, Ray.
All right. What am I supposed to do? Portions of the program brought to you by. Oh, it's supposed to do traffic. Oh, yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Traffic around Roy Kinnetta's hair is moving smoothly here this morning. Let me take a look at what's happening up at Anderson Air Force Base. Well, I'm sure everybody's just thrilled because President Joe Biden got off the airplane while they were filling it back up so he can make it all the way back to wherever he thinks he's going. We've got hardly any traffic at the front gate, slow traffic moving. Not a whole lot of slow traffic moving between there and Dayton. Not a whole lot of traffic at the intersections in Denver. Everything looks like it's running fairly smooth here. Not even a whole lot of intersection traffic in the central parts, 8, 10, 16, 10, and 15. Intersections at 4 and 10. Traffic on Route 8 into town, smooth. Traffic on 4 into town, running smooth. It doesn't look like you're going to run into anything until you get to Big Navy and Sumai. And even there, it's just slow. That's all. It's 641. That's your right now traffic. This is The Point.
JV International Safety Equipment has it all for you. Fall protection, rain gear, traffic signs, speed bumps, custom signs and banners, PPEs, fire extinguishers, plus more. Check them out on Facebook at JV International Safety Equipment Company or visit their website, www.jvisec.com. JV International Safety Equipment, Guam's leader in occupational and environmental safety equipment. Call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment, located in Harmon Industrial Park.
Guam Regional Medical City was awarded Advanced Primary Stroke Center certification from the Joint Commission. What does this mean? It means our neuroscience team is equipped with the latest technology and a team of the finest neurological doctors to treat stroke, which is one of the leading causes of death on Guam. GRMC, reflecting our commitment to providing safe and quality patient care. For more information about GRMC, visit us at grmc.gu or to make an appointment, call 671-633-GRMC.
Yes, it's 6:42, and you're thinking about breakfast. Think about Wendy's for breakfast. That's because that's what they're working on right now. We've got the bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant, or sausage, egg, and Swiss croissants, with small seasoned potatoes for just $4. Fresh cracked eggs. They stick the bacon in the oven for this. Savory sausage and hot and crispy potatoes. You're not going to want to put this down. It's got everything, and it's only $4. Behind every great deal at Wendy's and even greater breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bringing you closer to the action. Any speaker, anytime. Watch and listen live on ThePOINT.gu.
Yep. Two cases that will stand up in court. He who smelt it dealt it. And, of course, we've got the corollary argument from Harvey Egna. Whoever denied it supplied it. if you're ever busted and you can't find Dave Lujan or Mike Phillips or Ariola, just keep those things in mind and you'll be all right. Studio time 6:43 in the Ray Gibson Show. 888-8255 it is. I said 888-TALK. The first thing in my WhatsApp this morning was not this. Hold on a second. It was... Yeah, going to be a mighty interesting 37th Guam legislature, isn't it? Let me see if we got some sunrise from over at Pirates Cove. As a matter of fact, we do. A little bit of the sun cracking over there, trying to come up this morning, but it was a little bit overcast and rainy on most sides of the island here today. But anyway, so the first thing in my my in basket this morning from Dave Alcorn was video of the President of the United States not tripping down the stairs of Air Force One. We have better gravity here. I think that's what it is. And strolled up and met with the governor and the first dude and a couple of guys with military hats and saluting him at Anderson Air Force Base.
Was Jimmy Craig there?
I don't know if Jimmy... No, I think Jimmy Craig is in D.C. I think Jimmy Craig's in D.C.
Good, smart man.
Yeah. Just trying to, lay of the land. I don't know if he's using the logo yet, but I mean, he's, in his correspondence. But I think he's wearing the red Donald Trump. Did you catch Donald Trump on TV yesterday?
Yes.
Did you catch him? I mean, I thought it was great. It spent the first 10 or 15 minutes talking about how the Democrats have trashed the United States of America, and then finally comes back out and says, "Well, I think I know how to fix this," and then I've declared myself now for an official candidate in the running for the president of the United States in 2024. And then the Trump derangement syndrome reaches this crazy crescendo all over the internet. I was watching it on a feed. I forget where the feed came from. It might have been a Fox feed, but it was something that I found on Twitter. So there were no banners or anything like that on it. It was like a pool, broadcast or something. But there were comments, and it was crazy. I don't understand. I don't understand
people are nuts,
that
man.
hate Donald Trump. They hate Donald, but they stayed all the way through the conversation, all the way through the speech, and they were just throwing daggers. And I'm going, well, okay, so don't vote for him. If you don't like what you're hearing, just go, oh, I don't like what I'm hearing, and then go scroll up somewhere else and find something that you do like hearing, like, Biden bumbling through his speech or Kamala Harris giggling like a hyena. Go and find something like that if you think that's what's going to save the world. But in this case, they just stuck around, kept hurling things, and I'm thinking those are the bots that Elon Musk was talking about. But I'm not going to say it was an inspirational speech as much as it was kind of interesting. But getting back to the President of the United States of America landed on Guam, there was no snubbery. The Air Force One landed. They're in the neighborhood. It landed here. They need to empty the ashtrays and, get some Cokes and fiddle-faddle. And meet up at it's going to take
It's
going to take a while. It's going to take a while, sir. You might as well get up and stretch your legs. So he stumbles down the thing and meets up with the governor. And the press release that came out says Wednesday evening, Governor Lulian Guerrero welcomed United States President Joseph R. Biden to Guam, where Air Force One stopped to refuel following Biden's meeting with President Xi Jinping of the People's Republic of China in Bali, Indonesia. Governor Leon Guerrero was the first to greet the president as he deplaned. Ooh, look at me. I was first. President Biden was warm and friendly during our conversation, and I conveyed my utmost gratitude for his leadership and for keeping the people of Guam safe. In the years ahead, we will see more involvement and investment from the United States in the Indo-Pacific, and Guam will serve as a trusted partner to support economic expansion, sustainable development, and international security, among other regional priorities. With the support of the Biden-Harris administration and the strength of our federal partnership, we know that Guam will receive substantial assistance to help us build a better healthcare system, better schools, and a better quality of life for our people of Guam. All right, the question is, anybody believe that she said that, wrote this at midnight last night? You think they're sitting there, on the iPhone? Just typing things out. I have to use it. How do you spell sustainability? How did we put that? The cooperation between these world powers will open new pathways and opportunities for Guam to contribute to stability, peacekeeping, and prosperity in the region. Leon Guerrero added, quote, Vice President Kamala Harris will soon visit Thailand and the Philippines to affirm our nation's enduring commitment to the Indo-Pacific with the growth of global engagement. Man, I love the buzzwords here. And the strengthening of neighboring security alliances and economic relationships. Our administration remains ready to chart the right course forward for Guam. Well, there's a lot of exchange, in a couple of seconds that they had there together. I mean, you're supposed to maybe just by osmosis, just the president being in your presence, you get that feel like, oh my God, all of our Democrat dreams are going to come true here on Guam. We will be able to do abortions again. You're supposed to like looking behind him going, you wouldn't happen to have an abortion doctor up there in the plane, would you? I'm sorry, I'm just mixing up a couple of things in my head because it's the way I am. 6:48 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. So you got that, and then there was I'm sorry, the embarrassing moment when Jeff asked if he brought Krispy Kremes and Red Ribbon Mammon with him. Yeah. Sorry, I wrote it down. It was a joke I had in prep. I wrote it down. I'm using it. Okay, so we've got that. We've got the front page of today's Guam's Daily Post. Good place to get the morning show started. Outgoing senators intend to vote in their final legislative session. This is one of those things where you never know when you step in a puddle just how deep it's going to be. Because I think Will was just sitting around the house the other day after waking and baking, thought, you know what, I'm going to test out this new Senator Will Parkinson legislative letterhead and send something out to the Speaker of the legislature, and that was the spark that created a flame. That's not a big bonfire just yet, but that was like days ago. And they're still making hay out of it. And you know what? More power to them. I'm glad. Phil and Guerrero over at the Guam Daily Post. Nice, carrying at that media hatchet, going, let's see now. He doesn't think the 6 outgoing members of the legislature should have a say in any legislation that pops up in the 36th Guam legislature. Let's reach out and see what Mary Torres has to say. Let's see what Tony Ada and Jimmy Moylan and Tillin and Nelson. Maybe we'll check in with Pito on that as well. We got Jimmy Craig says, last time I checked, in 2020, the people of Guam elected me as a senator to the 36th Guam legislature. My term expires at the end of this year. Therefore, I will contribute to represent the people as their senator until this term ends, and I begin my tenure as their delegate to Congress on January 3rd, 2023. This would include voting on measures that make the session floor, whether you want it to or not. So I just wonder, if every morning goes by and Will's looking at the newspaper and turning on the radio going, oh, crap, what did I do? These people are not going to be friendly to me. But what the heck? You won't need to see them. And in fact, if Roy sits in front of you, you won't be able to see them because you got that big Laddie Stone hair thing that's going to be going on. All right, 10 away from the top of the hour, 888-8255-888-TALK. Now, there's a couple of other things that are interesting. GWA concerned with a report by GSW, and it basically revolves around what's happening with the dump. And certain of the leachate that's going to be coming out from
yummy.
There. Yeah. Well, it's coming out in significantly higher amounts than they originally thought. So it's one of those things where they said, tell you what, we'll go ahead and pay the high rate, because it's dangerous. This is what we got in trouble for. And now that it's coming out in significantly larger amounts, the guys over at GSW say, hey, can we get that cheaper rate? To which Miguel Bradallo over at the GWA says, oh, hell no. No, I need that money. I got to support that in a lawsuit with the guys over at Cortec over my property boundaries. So, yeah, we're probably not going to be discussing any discounts moving into 2023. And I believe he requires a prayer before the PUC to be able to make adjustments on that rate for those customers at any rate. So we'll watch and see where this happens. It's an interesting story for those of you that have been watching the continuous saga of what's happened with solid waste here on Guam. I would like to admit to contributing to that saga one degree or another. I forgot. I've not been sure what day of the week it's been, and yesterday was Wednesday, and I left the house without putting the trash out on the curb, which is exactly what happened last week and the week before. So I've got some stuff in my bin here. It might already be melting out the bottom of my toter cart. Yeah. So I'm sure I could call and ask. I'm sure that I could big shot my way into a kind of a private, hey, we'll swing by and pick it up for you if I want to. And then I love that this is a top story in the Guam Daily Post. GCC cooks serve delicious, affordable meals. Yesterday, we made a big deal about the guys over at in fact, Trina called in, and the guys over at GCC putting together their Korean lunch and dinner plates. And I'm going to assume that they sold out. I'm going to assume that they were crazy going nuts at lunchtime, crazy going nuts. Trina. Yeah. At the dinner time deal. Primarily, number one, it's good. But number two, it occurs to me while I'm looking at this going, wait a second, it's only $10 for a plate. When was the last time that you were able to go someplace and get a plate of anything?
Yeah, 1995.
Sometime before the Biden administration, where you could go in and you get a hamburger and fries and a soda for less than $10 and be full at the end of it. So here we go. This how they are able to do this over at GCC, I don't know, but to be able to package a plate with as fat as they were for just $10 and $1 for water. I tell you what, these guys are doing something. Maybe is it federal funds? Is it thank you for the federal funds?
Maybe. They're just covering costs, right?
At 6:53 in the morning. Make a profit, That's why we get into business here, is to make profit. We've got the next one is going to be coming up next week, day before Thanksgiving. They got a Japanese lunch and dinner on the 30th. It'll be China, Vietnam on the 7th of December, and Thailand on the 14th of December. So if you've got a hankering for those kinds of foods and don't want to spend any more than, say, $10 for a plate, by all means, that's the way to do that. 6:54 in the morning. Attorney and soon-to-be Attorney General Doug Moylan on the line. Did we talk to him yesterday?
No, he was in court. He was fighting for your rights, right?
Hey, Doug, just real quick, call in, because the guys over at the Election Commission have got a meeting scheduled next week on the 23rd after they go pick up their Japanese obento.
Right.
They're gonna get together and have a conversation. And the question is, the reason why I'm asking is, one of the things on their table of contents to cover is an email from Attorney Doug Moylan. And I was curious as to what the contents of that email might be. Is it, or are we asking for something special, different, out of the ordinary? I'd like to be there for the recount because we know that that's probably going on. I want to be able to watch what happens with the provisional ballots. I want to see what happens with the incoming mail-in ballots. Is that him on one?
That's him on one.
Gotcha. 6:55 in the morning. Attorney General Doug Moylan on the line. What pray tell, are the contents of the email that you sent to the Election Commission?
Hi, Ray.
Hey.
This is well. There's several things, and I don't think you have enough time before your news thing to get to it.
If it's juicy, we'll just wait because there's nothing else going on.
Well, the main one was the election machines. They're not going to be having the ES&S software people come out, despite the fact they're going to do a full rerun of those ballots. So I raised that to Maria, who's really great about explaining everything. Mm-hmm. But as a candidate, I want to duplicate exactly the same conditions as occurred on November 8th, on November 23rd, if they're going to do a recount of the ballots, because you're running, I think, 35 or 39,000 ballots through that machine again.
Uh-huh.
And they've moved it. And anyone that knows copier machines, whenever you move a big copier machine, the techs require a reinspection of it because there's stresses that are put on those machines. And it's basically a scanner and a paper handling device. Also, I asked the commission if I could be present with at least 2 poll watchers as the political parties receive. Mm-hmm. This recount, or this whatever you want to call it, the counting of the final ballots and then a recount, I believe is almost unprecedented, where you only have one nonpartisan race that's affected by it. I've spoken with Juan Carlos Benitez. He does not believe that the Republican or the Democrat parties are going to be affected by the 23rd on the recount,
right?
And the ballot tallying, because it won't affect the difference in the legislative race, so to speak.
So they wouldn't need to observe.
Right. So the way that the law is structured is that you got the Democrats and the Republicans protecting each other's interests, but there's nobody for the nonpartisans. Now we've got the independent member, but when you look at the actual structure of who observes, there's nobody representing the nonpartisans, because obviously Democrat 3, Republican 3. And then the nonpartisan is the 7th member. So I kind of threw it out there. I've sat on the Election Commission for 6 years. I've seen these things go through. And the main thing is to protect the voters' right to a fair election that's accurate and that the process is protected. Now, Ray, the senators really need to consider what is occurring, because you had the provisional ballots and the homebound ballots. Mm-hmm. Those should have been counted on November 8th. They've been sitting in some caged room at the Election Commission for far too long. Why weren't those counted on November 8th? They could have been counted, and they haven't been counted. The only thing that's causing the problem right now is the mail-in ballots. That's why we're waiting 10 working days.
Right.
Why are we even waiting 10 working days? When those ballots are sent out to these voters, they should be informed. You mail it in by a certain date. Maybe give them 1 or 2. This is the same problem they're having in the States. You cannot be having sitting ballots. When the election is being counted, all of them, as much as possible, should be counted. Now, the margin was too close on the AG's race. That's why we're getting into this recount situation. Mm-hmm. But the mail-in ballots, why did we have to wait 5 working days in order to wrap this up? So, it goes along with people's concerns throughout the nation. When you have an election day, you have an election day. You count everything on election day. You shouldn't be waiting 2 weeks after, which is the case for the AG.
I don't know how many provisional ballots there are out there. Are there so many that the overworked members of the Election Commission would be burdened by counting them and adjudicating them that night?
Exactly. That's what I mean. And they're really fast. They wrapped this thing up, I think, by 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. They'd already wrapped up.
It was on one paper.
Why couldn't it have included the homebound, which I think is 88, the provisional ballots, which is 257 or something of that nature? So it's just one of those, why are you letting ballots sit? That's the problem when you have questions on who's going to tamper with them, who's going to affect them, and they shouldn't be, those categories of ballots should have been counted on Election Day.
Don't disagree. 7 o'clock in the morning, you're right. There's too much there before the top of the hour. I've got Fox News Live coming up. If there's more to it, you're welcome to call back, but it's a short show today, so it might be something that we can save for tomorrow. All right. I'll see you pretty soon. There's Doug, the handler of Eric the Eagle, that is former Attorney General, could be the next Attorney General of Guam, expressing his concerns over the way things are going to be handled in the upcoming count and recount next week. At 7, here's Fox News. This is The Point.
What's not changing in the U.S. Senate? Lisa Brady, Fox News. Senate Republicans stick with the same leader for the new Congress.
Kentucky Republican Mitch McConnell fended off a rare challenge in his bid for another term as Senate GOP leader.
I don't own this job. Anybody who wants to run for it can feel free to do so.
McConnell won the leadership post on a 37-10 vote with one abstention against Florida Senator Rick Scott. McConnell will remain minority leader after Democrats retained control of the narrowly divided Senate in last week's midterms. Republicans rejected calls from some in the party to delay the leadership vote until after next month's runoff Senate election in Georgia.
Fox's Jared Halpern on Capitol Hill. The missile that landed in Poland near the Ukrainian border yesterday remains under investigation, but U.S. officials say they have no reason to doubt Poland's preliminary assessment.
That this explosion was most likely the result of a Ukrainian air defense missile that unfortunately landed in Poland.
But Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin also agrees with NATO that Russia bears the ultimate responsibility because of its war in Ukraine. The man convicted of crashing his car into a Christmas parade, killing 6 people last year in Wisconsin, says he's had a lot of time to think in his jail cell.
I have repented, that I have asked God for forgiveness, that I have sent many prayers up.
Darrell Brooks Jr. has denied intentionally attacking the parade, but also said during today's sentencing hearing he struggles to answer why it happened. The judge has already heard more than 40 victim impact statements. Brooks facing multiple life terms in prison. Stocks finish lower, the Dow down 36 points at the closing bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Day, this is Josh here at APL. Our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apo.com.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,100 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña at 671-475-4545, Upper Tumon 671-647-5626, or in Dededo 671-633-4473.
The LA County Sheriff now says 25 Sheriff's Academy recruits were hit by an SUV driving on the wrong side of the road during an early morning training run. 5 of the recruits critically hurt with injuries including head trauma and loss of limb. A field sobriety test on the 22-year-old driver was negative, but the California Highway Patrol hasn't ruled anything out at this point. A Missouri school district not sure about next steps after the closure of a school over contamination that has since not been found.
A third investigation has found 0 contamination at Jana Elementary School in Florissant in suburban St. Louis, the elementary school that closed its doors last month following testing by a private company that said it found radioactive contamination. That original study funded by lawyers whose clients are suing over contamination in nearby Coldwater Creek. The Army Corps of Engineers followed up with its own study that found nothing. The Hazelwood School District then ordered another round of private testing, which concluded the school building and grounds are not contaminated.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Doctors in California say former Tonight Show host Jay Leno is doing well, but he has more extensive burns than first reported after a car fire in his garage. He remains hospitalized.
Leno has already undergone 1 surgery and is scheduled for another later in the week. Dr. Peter Grossman, the director of Grossman Burn Center at West Hills Hospital, said Leno was working underneath one of his cars when the fire began. He was pulled out and rushed to the hospital.
His burns include his face, his hands, and his chest. The burns are fairly significant.
Grossman said he's in good spirits in the burn unit and is still under further treatment, but burn injuries are hard to predict. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
Recapping Wall Street, the Dow down 39 as the numbers settle. The NASDAQ dropping more than 1.5%. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Check out the newest hydro and garden center to hit Guam, Crop King Hydro. We have a huge selection of plant nutrients, soils, hydroponic mediums, organic pest control pumps, plant support, tools, and so much more. Call 635-4769. 635-GROW. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6 at the Dededo Satina Mall, right across from Payless and Paradise Fitness. For whatever you grow, think Crop King Hydro. Crop King Hydro.
Farewell ANZ Bank. You've been an excellent corporate citizen for 30 plus years. And yes, we're competitors, but we're sorry to see you go. Now let us address the bank's customers. Bank Pacific's arms are wide open to accept your banking needs, whether it be to handle your savings, commercial checking, merchant business, or consumer or commercial loan needs. We're open on Saturdays in 4 convenient locations and have excellent online banking services. And we're staying, for as you might know, where others put branches, we place roots. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
What's for breakfast at KFC under $3.95, you ask? What's for breakfast at KFC that's different than the other guys, you ask? KFC's chicken wrap, sausage wrap, the Colonel's chicken congee, chicken fried steak, sausage biscuit and gravy, and biscuit sandwiches made with KFC's original fluffy biscuits. All for under $3.95 and all only at KFC. Plus, with waffles and the Colonel's chicken fried rice, we've got something for everyone.
So visit KFC for breakfast today. It's finger licking good.
Half a day at 7:06. I'm Donna DeJesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. GWA has some concerns with a report made by the Guam Solid Waste Authority suggesting the rate they are being charged for the disposal of leachate at the ODOT dump should be reduced. A report done by EA Engineering states that the leachate, which is being charged the commercial 3 rate at $27.42 per 1,000 gallons, should be the commercial 1 rate of $8.11. GWA General Manager Miguel Bordallo says he and the Compliance and Safety Division had issues with the report and explained the rate being charged was agreed upon and accepted by the receiver of the dump. Bordallo told the CCU that he and the Compliance and Safety Division had issues with the report and explained that the rate being charged was agreed upon. I said that already. He adds that resolving the volume issue it will be of greater impact than trying to put the burden on GWA to change the rate when they have no authority to do so. Bordallo says he will respond to GSWA. And the White House states that the federal government has provided $90 million so far to improve Guam's infrastructure under the president's bipartisan infrastructure law. In November, President Joe Biden signed the $1.2 trillion Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act into law, and Guam's share of that funding is expected to be about $193 million. Governor Lulian Guerrero says the resources will go directly to addressing infrastructure challenges such as roads, bridges, village streets, and broadband. Guam's funding so far has been evenly split between transportation, energy, and broadband. The CNMI received $62.3 million and used most of it on energy projects. In the rest of the country, most of the money is being spent to improve transportation. More news after this.
News this hour is brought to you by the friendly and hardworking folks at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, Lolita, and their team of professionals. For all your real estate needs, contact Hoffaday Realty. Recently nominated as one of PICA's best real estate companies. Call 671-588-4232 or email hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. Located at 426 Chalon San Antonio, Suite 204, Tumaning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m.
An audit from the OPA states that the Port Authority consistently deviated from its rules and regulations when it reinstated 7 previously terminated employees, or the Port 7. As a result, potential overpayments to the employees amount to $405,000, which is mainly due to several of the Port 7 getting the highest possible performance-based salary increases for the years they were off the job. These employees were terminated in 2012 over accusations that they had aided in a wrongful compensation claim made by Port Marketing Manager Bernadette Stern-Meno, but were ultimately reinstated. The OPA notes that salary increments for one reinstated employee were based on performance evaluations that were never approved by the port's former general manager before the employee was fired. But auditors contend that sitting general manager Rory Respicio has to sign off on the unsigned performance evaluations for them to be approved. Several other evaluations were lost due to a fire in 2015. And most lawmakers who will not be returning for the new term of the Guam legislature in January say they would not recuse themselves from voting in their final session because of their outgoing status. This comes days after successful legislative candidate Will Parkinson wrote a letter asking Speaker Therese Terlahi to block a full vote on Bill 291, known as the Guam Heartbeat Act, which seeks to restrict abortions that can legally be offered on the island. At least 3 lawmakers not returning in January say voting on the Heartbeat Act and other bills amounts to a duty they must fulfill. But Senator Mary Torres, who chose not to seek another term in office, will not be voting on the measure, saying the question of abortion should be decided by the public through referendum, not a handful of lawmakers. The committee is scheduled to convene next week. And those are your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
Punt. I'm sorry. Where's my bedazzled 10-foot pole? No. This needs to be something the people need to vote on, like medicinal marijuana, recreational marijuana. What were the other ones? Same-sex marriage? Do we want to, interracial marriage, that kind of thing? We're going to put that before the people in the referendum now. Yeah, I see what you're saying. All right, 7-11 in the morning. That's probably what's going to end up happening. This is the prediction over here, is that because they know that if they send it to the governor, 8 votes to support, the governor's going to veto the thing, and we're going to stay in limbo forever. So the smart move by the legislature, if they're inclined to do any smart moves, in my estimation, is get 10 people that we can support to put it on referendum. That should be fairly easy because there's a whole bunch of cowards down there that don't want to touch anything. So 10 will be easy. Then the governor can't veto that, and it will show up in the next election. And then we'll have endless arguments and debates between now and then on the subject of baby killing. 7-11 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. That's not where I wanted to go here, but
what about the pull-out act, Ray?
What about the swimming pools? Can we make that a referendum issue here as well? Why do we need to spend so much time and money to repair the swimming pools, for heaven's sakes? Well, you know what? They should just open the ones on the base to the public. Right?
You're right.
I want to go. Where do you want to swim? Gab Gab. I want to go to Gab Gab. How do you get to Gab Gab without going through the?
It's beautiful, man.
I know it is. Partly cloudy, isolated showers today. Winds out of the east up to 20 miles an hour, gusting to 30 miles an hour. Daytime highs today going to be about 88 degrees. It says a 20% chance of rain, but it kind of already did that. Let me get you the weather radar here. You can see some clouds moving in directly over from the east, washing over the island to the west. As it hits the island, possible that those could turn into thunderstorms as they cross the mountaintops that we've got around here. East winds today 15 to 20 miles an hour, up to 30 miles an hour in some gusts. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and isolated showers, mostly cloudy by the time it gets to be tomorrow night. Saturday, partly sunny and scattered showers with some isolated thunderstorms thrown in just to keep you on your toes. Sunrise this morning was at 6:21, sunset tonight at 5:50. Hashtag tell the others. There it is, news and weather together on The Point.
Guam Regional Medical City is the center of excellence for general and minimally invasive surgeries like colonoscopy, dialysis and vascular access, gallbladder, skin and soft tissue, gastrointestinal tract, hernia repair, spleen, select liver and pancreas diseases, upper endoscopy, and more. Schedule your appointment with GRMC today by calling 671-633-GRMC. That's 671-633-4762. For more information, visit us at grmc.gu.
Now at your favorite Burger King locations, the new Ghost Pepper Whopper. Our Ghost Pepper Whopper is made with a quarter-pound flame grilled beef, spicy queso sauce, crispy bacon ghost pepper cheese, crispy jalapenos on a warm orange bun with black sesame seeds. See if you can handle the heat of the new Ghost Pepper Whopper. Make it a meal with french fries or jalapeno bites and a refreshing Coca-Cola. Now available for a limited time only at participating Burger King locations. Tumon Bay, Agatia, Micronesia Mall, and Airport. You rule.
What happened? Portions of the program brought to you by APL, American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. Also being brought to you by the team over at NutraWays. What's their goal? What's their mission? What's their desire? Your long and happy life. How do they make that happen? They got all kinds of stuff there. Air purification, water purification, whatever. And great advice. Go get some today. Second floor of the Daily Plaza building in Dededo. Their number is 864-7867.
Rediscover Talk Radio here. Your FM News Talk Superstation. This is The Point.
The 714 Ray Gibson Show mornings here on 93.3 The Point. And we get the guy with the deep voice to say, peak is best for 2021. And who knows what happens tomorrow morning. You might wake up and find out that Pika's best radio station for 2022 is the Point. The great unveiling for Pika's best, and a great competition will happen tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have the toner back. So when they print the Pika's best, it'll be in four color,
or light color.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what?
What are we going to do, man?
We got the same settings, bro. We got on our printer outside, we do the same thing. If we're trying to save some money on the different colors, we print in black and white, and then it's kind of a diminished black, right? So because we don't want to, just blow through all of our black toner. So I get it. I see what they're trying to do. On the other hand, I'm not a newspaper, but I'm just saying. So hopefully they'll put that out in color. I'm waiting for information to leak one way or the other, but absolutely excited with what we have been able to do with that. 4 of our on-air folks, including myself, nominated for Best Personality. All 3 of our radio stations nominated for Pika's Best. So just absolutely thrilled about what the possibilities for tomorrow are going to be. Possibilities for today. You know what I didn't do yet? I'm going to talk around something while I put up the website where I can get some financial information. Have you started putting together your plans for Thanksgiving? And just a minor note here. Thanksgiving is a week from today. Just FYI, 1 week from today. And have you started putting it together? Now, there was a time where it was kind of fashionable to let the hotel take care of cooking my turkey and my ham. And then the hotel said, okay, we'll do that. And then they said, well, if we're going to take care of a turkey and a ham, why don't we just take care of everything? And so they've got a variety of these packages now that will allow you to go and get the whole kit and caboodle. Right, like COVID times, where you can pick up an entire turkey dinner, ham dinner for the entire family from the hotels and certain of the restaurants out there. You will notice though that the prices have gone up.
Oh Lord, have they gone
Thanksgiving. Up? Now this is based on. I think I'm just gonna get that deli turkey right in the deli aisle over at the Payless. A Thanksgiving meal, according to this reports, with all the trimmings, is expected to cost 20% more than last year. The most expensive dinner since the American Farm Bureau started the annual survey back in the middle of the 1980s. Nearly every ingredient in the classic Thanksgiving feast is more expensive. Blame inflation, supply chain snags, and the avian flu. Now, we talked with my cousin, Uncle Mike Benito about this last week. They will have turkeys. They might not have huge turkeys. Because the avian flu wiped out a whole bunch of them while they were growing up. Turkeys,
just a few sick turkeys,
just a few, like in the millions or something like
the
that.
Ones that made it.
Yeah, so they killed all of them. So like you get these adolescent birds, 10, 15 pounds, and they had to be put down because of the avian flu. And so
you don't die, you'll live.
Yes. So. Exactly. And so what happened after that was they said, okay, well, let's hatch some more eggs, and we'll see what we have ready by Thanksgiving of 2023. As it turns out, there are turkeys. They're just not big, fat turkeys like the ones that you're used to. So it might be a 10-pounder. And there might be some households for which we're cooking a turkey at my house and we're cooking a turkey at your house. Get ready. In data out just today, the Farm Bureau says the average cost of this year's holiday meal for 10 is $64 and a nickel. That is up from last year's $53.31. Well, how come is it that some of these restaurants are selling them for like $150, $200? 16-pound turkey cost about $28.96, almost $5 more than the average cost a year ago. Only one item, and that is a 12-ounce bag of fresh cranberries, has seen lower prices. It's $2.57, down 14% from where we were last year. Who gets bags of cranberries?
Not me. You can have it, Ray. You can have my portion.
Bro, I was in my 30s when I found out that cranberries didn't come like that.
Just save me the neck.
It's the can.
I want the neck.
I always thought cranberries, I thought the fruit was round. You know, it just fit
Gross.
perfectly in that can with the little ridges on the side of it. So be prepared if you're going to be doing some shopping this week, or do what I know so many other people have done, is just give a list to somebody that can shop on base. 7:19 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. Here's the numbers on the markets. It says, that's ugly. S&P 500 down by 32 points. They're at 39.58. The NASDAQ, 11,183. They dropped 174 points, percentage and a half. I got the Dow Jones Industrial Average off by 40 points, closing at 33,553. Now, there was a bulletin that was explaining why that happened. I'm going to blame it on Biden's too short trip to Guam. That's what I'm thinking. If he was here longer, if he'd have brought that red ribbon mammon and the Krispy Kreme from Bali, then the numbers would be up. But unfortunately, they're all upside down here. FTSE down by 18. The Nikkei picked up 38 points, so we got at least one in the green here. The Hang Seng at 86. The Shanghai at 14, off by 14 points. I got the VIX down by half a point, and the DAX lost 144 points. On the big loser here was the NASDAQ. We'll take a look at the NASDAQ numbers. Kraft Heinz, they did well. At the top five, Kraft Heinz, XL, O'Reilly Automotive. Don't they make brake parts? O'Reilly. Yeah.
They do, yeah.
Wasn't
They
it
have a
the-
nice little jingle.
Tommy Boy. Okay. Monster Beverages, as in will keep you up all night long. Have us with vodka and have your brain and your body
Cardiac
going
arrest.
in different directions, right? And VeriSign Incorporated at the bottom of the NASDAQ, Atlassian, Lucid Group, Lam Research, DocuSign, and Micron Technologies. Take a look at oil right now, 85.27. That's down by $1.65. Absolutely frustrating, because as we watch it go down by $1.65, we just know that we're going to turn a corner on the week and it's going to go back up and oscillate around the 90s. Doesn't look like there's anything permanent here that's going to help wedge it in place. Gold at $17.77. They're up by about $1. If you're looking at currencies right now, maybe you're thinking about going to Japan. It's 139.45 yen to the U.S. dollar. So factor that in your plans here. Might take a look at what's happening with tapas. Now that I know I can hit those numbers again. One number I'm looking for right now, I'm looking for a happy Bitcoin number, Joe.
Yes, happy
have we
Bitcoin number
climbed
is
out of the
16.5.
So we have not climbed out of the FTX-driven doldrums there.
No, these are the building years again, Ray.
It's what?
It's the building years.
It's a building.
again.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
It's time to buy.
I might spend a little bit of time thinking about that. I might think about a couple of other things. Is anybody here watched the television show Yellowstone?
Oh, yeah, Ray. I love it.
No, you don't. You're just Donna. Have you?
It's about cows.
So this, I don't want to say that this is the new Tiger King, but I think it's the new Tiger King for me, because it's like everybody I know seems to be watching Yellowstone, and until the other day, I wasn't even sure which of the streaming services I might be able to watch it on. Jerry,
That's the one with Costner?
it's got Costner in it.
Yeah, I've seen the previews.
I've seen the
trailers,
previews, but it is apparently one of these things that is must watch, and they're into what, 5 seasons now? You don't? All right. But
I've never heard of it before, really.
It's popular.
Kevin Costner's Paramount epic Yellowstone reached 12.1 million viewers for the opening night of its 5th season over the weekend, the most popular scripted episode of the new TV season. The cable news series, instead of on a broadcast network, makes the achievement even more impressive. And that's all they got to say about. Oh, wait. Total viewership involved a little trickery. The show simultaneously aired on Viacom's networks CMT, TV Land, and Pop, and there were some same-day reruns. Even with that, 9.4 million viewers saw the premiere episode on Paramount alone. Now, Paramount is a streaming service, like Hulu and Netflix and Amazon Prime.
So they say.
One more subscription. And did you see is it Hulu that's going up? And Apple announced that their Apple One service is going to be is going up by a couple of bucks.
Apple went to $6.95.
But Yellowstone appeals to an older audience more used to watching TV in traditional ways. And the show is overwhelmingly popular, obviously, in red states. States with Republican governors, topped by Texas, watch Yellowstone 3 times as much as states with Democratic governors, according to one of those streaming analysis companies. And it looks like that might make some kind of sense. Now, 7:23 in the morning. Jerry Roberts in studio. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I'm so glad to hear all of that.
Did you see that thing I sent you?
I saw that you said it was good, but it's like, I'm on the radio. Can I play it on the air?
It came off of Facebook, so you have to figure.
Okay, well,
but it's not a Facebook original thing of any kind. It's just up on Facebook. I'm sure the video is someplace else.
Okay, well, tell everybody what the video is about.
It has to do with it's based in Texas, and it's a California-based couple who moves to Texas, and their next door neighbor comes over to introduce himself, and that's when the fun starts.
Fish out of water story?
Kind of, sort of.
They love making those. My favorite television shows were the ones involving aliens that moved to planet Earth, and I got to feel it's the same thing for people in California moving to Texas, not knowing anything about, what do you mean? What is a covered dish here? How come all you people say might could in Texas? Those kinds of things. Speak English, would you? 724, Jerry Roberts is in the studio. He takes care of the extra point. Let's jump into that right about now. Brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank.
If I said that it's highly likely that your employer is not taking advantage of a significant asset and resource, would you want to know what that is? What asset? What resource? What are we missing out on? Well, today, I'm going to tell you how to get much more mileage out of one specific group on your payroll, and that's coming next on the Extra Point.
Take your business to new heights with the United Business Credit Card. Earn 30,000 bonus miles after spending $3,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Plus, earn 3 times the miles per $1 spent on United tickets through United until April 30th, 2023, and 2 times the miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to FHB.com United Business for more information and to apply for your United Business Credit Card today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Half a day, this is Honey. Here at APL, our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com.
So, what is this asset and resource that we're not tapping enough? Simply, your most senior talent. Now, here in the Extra Point, we do a lot to shine a light upon the needs and the desires of younger talent, and occasionally we do the same thing with older talent, more senior talent. But how about the ones kind of in the middle? How about those folks? These are the Gen Xers. These are the ones that are kind of coming into the CEO and business owner and senior manager kind of category. And what about them? Why don't we ever do anything about them? I hear this. So today is for them. Art Markman, a University of Texas professor of psychology with special emphasis on how organizations work, has spent considerable time studying the role of senior people and how they can best be utilized. Markman is also the author of the book, Bring Your Brain to Work. It has long been established that people new to the workplace can learn from their more senior colleagues. However, Markman's research determined that even mid-career workers, that's the Gen X category we're focusing on today, can also benefit from exposure to their more experienced coworkers. That's our focus. So, if you're at the mid-career point in your journey, Markman's work might be valuable for you. He says that the greatest benefit may fall in the 4 ways which follow. This will be up on the website, guamtraining.com. It is number 1200. You can download that today. Number 1, focus on impact. If you're mid-career, then the statement applies that you're no longer a spring chicken. You may have more work days behind you than those that lie ahead of you. Therefore, time matters. You may be thinking that you'd like to make those days count. Now, the original J.Q. Fanihi show ran for 8+ years, about 2,200 radio programs. Ray has been at this in Guam for some 40 years, and his show count is probably around 10,000. If I were just coming into the business, I'd be looking to buy Ray lunch and ask a ton of questions. If I was 20 years into my career, I'd still buy Ray that lunch to see how I can better go another 20 years. So how can I maximize the time I have left in terms of impact on my organization, on my industry, and whatever personal need and goals I may have? Number 2, putting change into perspective. At mid-career, you probably have seen enough to feel you understand how things work. You have a set of established skills and a personal network of connections. You're comfortable, and then you get hit with change. You now have to develop new skills and new connections. Maybe that feeling of comfort goes away. Your senior team members may have seen more of this than you have and have found ways to adapt to whatever comes at them. They might be able to help you see the value in change. They may have been through new leaders and severe downtimes and company restructuring, the kind of events that can both be challenging and upsetting. How do they approach these issues? And what helped them get through these periods of turmoil and uncertainty? Number 3, being a lifelong learner. Markman is quick to acknowledge that too many senior workers are just playing out the string, coasting to the finish line. They are not lifelong learners. Still, there are also a lot of people late in their careers who are still brimming with ideas and enthusiasm. They are eager to learn new skills. Pick their brains on what they're reading, what they want to know, and why. This can be both in your job category or as well as those in different positions. Ask this question: who can I learn from, and what do they know that I should know? Number 4, give others their shot. Markman points out that early in your career, you may see yourself in competition with your peers. If a promotion is available, you're going after it, and you're looking for advantages over other workers. That element of competition isn't the same with most senior workers. They're likely to be far more open to helping others to improve and rise in the organization. They find meaning in having a hand in seeing people get further and do better. One more thing. I need to mention that senior executives are part of this as well. Who can you mentor? Who can you help prepare to be in your chair one day? Senior people, you need to be a mentor to somebody. Offer those services to your organization. So questions. To the mid-career worker, who can help you make progress? To the senior worker with much to offer, who in the mid-career ranks can lift you up and get you to the next level? We all can help each other. We've all got a role to play. Lift somebody up. It's a good thing to do, and you'll feel good about yourself in doing so. That's the Extra Point. Be responsible and make something good happen today for 93.3, The Ray Gibson Show. And he's been a mentor to people, by the way.
One or two.
Time, yeah.
Well, the ones that buy me beer. What is this buy me lunch stuff? Forget about lunch. No. You tell me.
And for First Hawaiian Bank, I'm Jerry Roberts.
And a note to anybody that's watching, there's a front page of today's Pacific Daily News where they talk about dark clouds ahead, which was, I suppose, the darker part of the farewell speech that was given by outgoing Guam Chamber of Commerce Chair Ed Untalan yesterday. It's an interesting article. It's not all bad news. He talks about opportunities ahead if we can all find ways to work together, public and private sector, etc. So take a look at that, and thank you very much for your service as chair of the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Untalan.
Absolutely.
7:32 in the morning. The number that you were reaching for is 11,180.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I didn't keep track. It's just easy math here. 260 or so work days, and this summer will be my 43rd year in broadcasting.
You didn't take any time off? There's no vacations involved?
No. Well, except for a couple of years where I was not on the radio. In between, I think it was 2016 and when we lit up this show in 2018 or so. Those are the only 2 years that I did not do any actual programs. But I was coming to work at a radio station every day.
Yeah.
So I imagine that will count.
It's an incredible run. It's a kind of run that's really...
Considering I don't have any talent. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. I kept waiting for all you old farts when I was growing up in the business. Saying, yeah, you're okay on the air. You got a nice voice, and you can thank your dad for that. But really, you don't have any talent or marketable skills whatsoever.
Did I ever say that to you?
No.
I don't think I ever did.
No.
It wasn't me that said that.
I kept waiting for the newspaper to publish it, but that hasn't happened either. But yeah, something to ponder about. I've been fortunate enough to be able to have, from time to time, be able to go over air check tapes and talk to guys about, what is it that you really, really want to do in this business. I mean, the guys that came and stayed were the guys that learned everything that they could possibly learn at the radio station. How to change the paper in the machine, clean the heads on the teletype.
And it's really only possible in a market, in a small market today, small to medium-sized community.
Yep.
In the big cities, it's all driven by ratings, and you're probably not going to be in one place for 40 years or something like that. But in a smaller community, and especially in a place like Guam, if you want to get into this business and you want to stay in this business, you can have a career kind of like Ray's career, where you can get into 40 years or something. You can do that here. If you're good, if you've got the talent and the drive to do it, you can hang. And you can stay in that kind of business for that length of time.
You know, and I also got lucky. I outlived everybody. is the thing. I think we're the last two left. 7:34 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show, and about time for us to break into news and headlines here. Coming up, we got to do this before I leave at 8 o'clock. Short show today because jury duty, but we'll get into some celebrity birthdays and an opportunity to talk about Guam world record holders again, because I think it's fun to have that kind of achievement. It's fun to pat yourself on the back for it. But first, we got to take care of a look at news and headlines. Here's being brought to you by the folks over at Hoffaday Realty. 588-4232 is their telephone number. If you've got any desires and dreams to get yourself into something that you might be able to leave for your children, by all means do that. 588-42. Wait a second. What did I do with the telephone number? 4232. Also being brought to you by, I'm going to say Pika's Best, right, for 2022. I can't confirm it, but I'm pretty sure their customers absolutely love things like Whoppers and the Ghost Pepper Whopper at BK. Spicy queso sauce, ghost pepper cheese, crispy jalapenos, bacon on an orange bun. Try that today with Pika's Best. Burger King. Now with news and headlines at 7:35. Here's Donna D.
Reverend Tax has announced that the 2022 W3SS W2GU and 1096 and 1099 tax statements are available to be picked up. Businesses need to provide the company name and EIN to pick up the forms at Reverend Tax. The forms can also be ordered directly on the IRS website and delivered free of charge. Penalties will apply for failure to file the required forms timely. Reverend Tax says businesses with 250 or more W-2s or 1099s must file electronically on guamtax.com. Meanwhile, director of the UOG's Center for Island Sustainability and Sea Grant, Austin Shelton, will be speaking at the Obama Foundation Democracy Forum in New York City early tomorrow morning, Guam time. Shelton will be one of 3 speakers scheduled to present on the topic of democracy and climate change. And GCC's Culinary Arts program is hoping for full accreditation later this week, but so far it's getting good marks. The American Culinary Federation Education Foundation's visiting evaluation team has recommended the program for exemplary status. The team is deciding whether to renew GCC's accreditation status for its Associate of Arts in Culinary Arts. And those are your local headlines. Back to Ray.
All right, there's a major headline that we've got to take care of here today, and that is happy birthday to Mana Silva Tyron. Yep, happy birthday.
I was just going to say, because I'm like, hey, is it really a birthday?
I know I said it was yesterday, but I also said that today was one of the Pika's best things coming.
You were a day off. Happy birthday, Mana.
Just absolutely crazy about big sister, little sister Mana Silva Tyron, from big sister Shelly, Dave, and Phil, and Mayumi, and RD, and everybody. Just happy birthday to you. Love you, mean it, and 7:36 in the morning. Looking forward to getting together with you and a fam bam for Miami's birthday this weekend. What are you bringing? Is it too early? Just saying, I got an idea for a live taco spread. That's kind of what I want to do, and it has already been approved by all of the people that need to approve here. So I'm going to go and get some meat, do some marination, throw that up on the grill. We'll have all kinds of taco fixins and some sides in the thing. Shelly's going to do her famous pasta, and I think it's going to be a great weekend. 7:37 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. Be right back with a voice that you are going to hear more often on the radio, and I hope I say his name right. Tom Meyerhofer is the GM of the Crown in Tumon. It used to be the Fiesta, used to be the Daiichi, and they've undergone some significant changes, and we're going to talk about that next on the program.
Come try Guam's original Chamorro restaurant with Pika's Best 5 years running. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus to naktak, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet hamburgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's Hoffaday service at their Hagåtña and Grand Plaza Tumon location. Call their Hagåtña location at 479-2652 for reservations.
It's a holiday sale at American Water Tech in Tamuni. Get the Aquaflow or Hydrotech reverse osmosis drinking water system installed for $785. And that includes one free service, a $260 value, and 1 year limited warranty. There's also the Connecticut Home Water Softener System for $2,975. That includes 2 free services valued at $380 and a 1 year limited warranty. Call American Water Tech at 671-649-2301 or go to their website for more information at www.americanwatertech.com. Sale ends December 30th, 2022.
Portions of the program brought to you by the guys over at Beyond the Box in the Micronesia Mall. You'll be able to find them. But you know what you will find? You're going to find just the absolute top-of-the-line technology here. We're talking about this significant brand new Apple Watches. Are you a fan of the iPad and you've been waiting for the new ones to come out? They have all versions of all new iPads, brand new for the season and available for you. You're going to love the prices. You'll love the size. They got an iPad there, so I want to say 2 terabytes worth. And if you're in the market for an iPhone, might be able to scare one up there. Plus all of the great features, all the great gizmos and security, whatever, Bluetoothy things that you need to make your life good. Find that at Beyond the Box at the Micronesia Mall. Also being brought to you by the guys over at Nissan. Have you looked at a Nissan lately? You know what I'm going to be looking? I'm looking at that the Frontier that they've got there. I want to see if there's a place where I can mount a 50 cal in the bed. I wouldn't actually fire it at anybody, but it'd just be nice to have that kind of menacing feature on the vehicle. Helps with the gas mileage and things like that. Redesigned from the ground up in 2022. 9-speed transmission, so it's super sexy smooth. As you're driving uphill, downhill, you can tow with this thing. Max towing capacity around almost 7,000 pounds. One of Auto Trader's best new cars, best trucks for 2022, and the best deal at Nissan. APR as low as 2.99%, or how about this? $1,000 in free gas. T's and C's, terms and conditions apply. Find out what they are at NissanGuam.com. Let me catch my breath at least. My God, we go from the commercials into road map and all of that stuff. All right, let me see here. I refreshed this a few minutes ago. Did not see anything alarming at that time. And right now, I kind of do. Traffic southbound Marine Corps Drive getting into Dededo. Anticipate delays as usual here. Because it's not like the old days where you go, I know, I just take the back road, because they screwed that up with those new 4-way stops that everybody loves over by Attica. Looking at traffic on Route 3 onto Marine Corps Drive. Expect some delays through there. 8, 10, and 16 busy, but mostly in the 8 side in both directions, trying to make it through that intersection. Not a lot of traffic coming in on Route 16, not a lot of traffic coming in on Route 10. Looking at some slower than normal traffic on Route 4 into town, even before you get to the Sinahanya and Ordot area, so watch out for delays through there just before you get to cost you less. And let me see, intersection of 10 and 15 running a little bit busy right now. Nothing major down at Big Navy for sure. It's absolutely quiet, unusually quiet at Big Navy. Is today a holiday? Is it some kind of Navy holiday that you're aware of?
Sailor Moon Day.
I think it's that explains why everybody's wearing their white shorts, the parade shorts. Okay, gotcha. 7:41 on the Ray Gibson Show. More later.
News this hour is brought to you by the friendly and hardworking folks at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, Lolita, and their team of professionals. For all your real estate needs, contact Hoffaday Realty. Recently nominated as one of Pika's best real estate companies. Call 671-588-4232 or email hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. Located at 426 Chalon San Antonio, Suite 204, Timoning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m.
Come on down to Chili's and create your own dynamic duel starting at $29.99. Choose any 2 of your favorites from these delicious options. Margarita grilled chicken, country fried chicken crispers, 6-ounce sirloin, savory ancho salmon, or Cajun shrimp. For a few bucks more, upgrade to premium entrees, such as the 10-ounce sirloin or ribeye cooked to your liking. Or go big with our famous half-rack baby back ribs. Your dynamic duel creation comes with loaded mashed potatoes. At Chili's, more life and great value happen here. Located on the 2nd floor, Tumon Sands Plaza.
Sandra Rage, and I'm not sure if this is a joke or something, but Sandra Rage is suggesting to Real Joe Cruz he should share how he keeps his turkey breast moist when cooking. Can I give you a hint?
Yeah.
Cook it upside down.
There you go.
Cook the bird upside down.
Hang it upside down.
With the breast
down?
Yeah. That way all of the juices head down. At least that worked out once when Shelly and I accidentally cooked out cooked the bird that way. Hey, Shelly, do you want me to tell everybody about the time that we left all of the turkey parts inside the bird? Yeah. I remember we get
all
to
the
cutting
giblets
it.
and
Yeah,
the neck and everything.
Get to cutting
right?
it going, oh, I thought we were supposed to take it. I thought you were taking it out. No, I thought you were taking it
What's
out.
that bag?
7:40 with the gravy in it. Anyway, 7:43 in the morning. And I got to do welcome aboard to, I hope I said your name right. Is it Meyerich?
Meyerhofer.
Oh, I got it completely wrong then. Meyerhofer. Okay, Tomas Meyerhofer, General Manager of the Crown in Tumon. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much, and great show, and thanks for having me on, Ray.
No problem. We passed by there with a great deal of interest over the last couple of years, personally, because Shelley has had such a hand. Big sister Shelley has had such a hand in all kinds of parts of that process and that project. So I've always been very, very interested. And it occurred to me the last time I drove by there weren't any containers in the front yard, and I didn't see any workmen all over the place, and it looked like things were getting polished up and painted in anticipation of a grand opening. So when is it?
Well, let's put it this way. We are open.
Ah.
We still have some work to do. We still have a family pool to finish up, so our grand opening will likely not be until middle of January. But we're open for business, so we have 2 bars ready to serve you anytime.
2 bars, okay. Well, how about that? I might want to go in there and get some food. Do we have any restos that are open right now?
We have our restaurant is back open. It is now the old former World Cafe is now called The Terrace. It's refurbished. We have a brand new buffet. We have a brand new executive chef straight from Napoli, Italy. And we'll be doing buffet Wednesday through Sundays, and Monday, Tuesday, we just do a little bit of a limited a la carte or set menu for the time being. But we're open, and we'll have a fantastic Thanksgiving spread. So please come on down.
But I tell you, so everybody could just park in the front and go and take a look around the inside, see what has changed and what's different?
Absolutely. We're happy to show off the new Crown Plaza. And, I know there's a lot of legacy from the Daiichi days. There's a lot of legacy from the Fiesta days. And we're here to create our own next 15 years of legacy of Crown Plaza.
Well, I'm looking forward to taking a look around. As you point out, there is a lot of legacy there from back in the Daiichi days. I remember going there with Shelley and grandparents and moms and dads. Virtually every special occasion in the family, at least one of them was celebrated over at the Daiichi and over at the Fiesta, where there's a party room off to the side of the old World Cafe with its own bar. And I can't tell you how many birthday parties we've had in that room. Is that still there?
The little private room in the back is still there, so it can seat up to 24 people. And we had both your big sister Shelley and Mona Lisa yesterday for lunch.
The reports have all come back very, very good. Now, what about the rooms? Now, there might be people thinking about maybe this weekend, before Thanksgiving, maybe after Thanksgiving, maybe do a staycation weekend. What are the rooms available? Are they ready to rent?
So at the moment, we have 3 floors only open, so we're a little bit limited inventory. So, as soon as we get the entire North Tower up and running, we will have a wonderful special staycation offer for the local community. But maybe give us a couple more weeks and check us out on social media and all the other advertising channels, including your station, and we'll keep you updated.
I'm looking forward to more information coming out of the place. 746, as you said, you've got a pool that is not complete, but I thought I saw some pictures in the family chat of what looked like maybe an infinity pool with some chaise lounges out there and a great place to park for a sunset.
We have an absolute gorgeous infinity pool. Everybody will go, wow, this is amazing. So not only do we have the best lawn in town, we now have this absolutely sexy infinity pool that, you can just look on all the way to Japan.
It was a great sunset picture that I saw, and I think I posted up on the screen before once upon a time. I'll see if I can get it back up so people can see it.
I'll send you another one from last weekend. I'll send you one after the call.
So you're mentioning the yard, and I always thought that was one of my favorite things about the Daiichi, about the Fiesta, was that there was some green space in between the hotel and the pools and the beach, and some place where people could sit out on a lounge or lay on the grass and stick their legs over the side of the seawall that you've got there, and most of that has been preserved.
Absolutely. We wanted to, even when you see the interior design, you will see that we wanted to keep this resort feel. We feel that we're a true resort, and there's not many true resorts in Guam. There's a lot of beautiful hotels in Guam, but some of them are lacking a little bit of that full resort feel. And with our beach, bringing that inside has just completed us as a true resort in Guam.
You know, one of the unique things about now the Crowne Plaza is that you've got kind of built-in neighbors there. They got the ice cream place. There's a nice haircut place down on the side. Was it at the magician show was going on, and I want to say that there was another restaurant down there, the old Samurai. I think
The Samurai, yeah. No, unfortunately, the Samurai left us just before the COVID, and that'll be in the next phase. But we're happy to. Häagen-Dazs is a couple of weeks away from reopening. The Main has stayed open throughout the pandemic, and they've been fantastic tenants. And unfortunately, the dinner show at the moment, or the magic show at the moment, is also suspended. But Anthony will be back with us. In the next phase, we will be finishing our dinner show, and we'll be doing a fun magic and fire show dinner theater outside right behind the family pool when we finish that.
Yeah. Well, as I said, so much to look forward to now, and I can hardly wait to see what new F&B goes in the front where the Samurai was. There was another great place for family get-togethers. I had a couple of birthdays in there because they had that what was it, the thing where they just kind of empty out the seafood and you drink it with
crab pots.
Yeah,
the crab pots.
The crab pots. You drink that with a Heineken. How much fun has this been for you putting this together?
Well, it's been fun, and it's been a bit of a headache. We're just happy that we're finally at the finish line, and we now get to welcome the community back. I've been here for a little bit over 3 years now. I saw 3 months of fantastic business, and then I saw a shutdown, followed by the Theater Roosevelt, and by a lot of headaches renovating. So we're just absolutely over the top to be open again and to get to serve the community.
So somebody driving around Tumon right now, if they decided that they wanted to pull into a very, very familiar parking lot, get out of the car and walk around and do a little bit of a look-see?
Absolutely, and we're open for breakfast.
Hey.
We have hotel guests in the hotel as we speak.
How about that? Wi-Fi in the front? Do we have a public Wi-Fi access so I can sit around?
Public free Wi-Fi, absolutely.
Because I want to sit there. I want to just sit there and do my work and look at Korean hot pants.
And you know what? For you, we also have really, really cold asahi.
Very good. Good. Do we have asahi black, by the way?
We'll make sure we'll get that for you.
There you go. I like to mix the two of them together. Tom, it's just a pleasure talking with you, and thanks for being such a great guy and checking in early in the morning on a Thursday. I can't hardly wait to meet you, shake hands with you, and talk about the future, because there's a bunch of things that I'd like to do, birthday parties, things like that I'd like to have at the new Crowne Plaza.
I appreciate that, and a big thank you to your sister, Shelley. We could not have gotten where we are without her help. She's been just fantastic.
You know, there might be people listening right now going, well, I was looking for an F&B place to get something together in the next couple of weeks. All the other places are busy. One last question or two before I let you go. Do we have a room here, the big room on the side? The Ambassador, I want to say, is what it was called.
The ballroom has been converted into our club lounge. So the biggest meeting facility at the moment is for approximately 30 people.
Okay.
So, nice little social gathering, but the ballroom will come in phase 2.
Okay, so a little bit further down the road. Okay, gotcha. Is there a number that people should call for reservations, either for the rooms or for the swimming pool, or to go and hang out at the former World Cafe, now Terrace?
Well, the easiest way to make a booking will actually be through Table Check, and I will send you a link to that. But you're certainly most welcome to give us a call at 671-646-5880.
5880. Got it. Appreciate your time. You have a fantastic Thursday. Hope I see you by Thanksgiving.
Awesome. Thank you. Look forward to meeting you.
Pleasure's totally mine. 888-825-5888-TALK. How about that? New place to go and hang out, Real Joe.
Yeah, the pleasure's ours.
He said, how many bars?
2.
We can go get 2 bars down there. And there's a hotel upstairs. So you just kind of crash. That sounds like the perfect weekend staycation, because they got the pool, they got the beach, and you got someplace to go and get some grind, then go upstairs, crash, and then come back Saturday and start the whole process all over again. 888-825-5888-TALK is the telephone number. All right. Let me see. As we get into these conversations, we start talking about hotels and restos. And God bless Mike Grace Blas for bringing up one of my favorite names and one of my favorite seafood places. Samurai was good. He says, Seahorse. Oh, yeah. You remember? That was another place. That would have made a great first date restaurant, don't you think? And they had a little meeting room on the side and the food.
Many first dates.
Many first dates were conducted there at 7:53. Do I need to take a break before? No. Okay, good. I'll just keep going there. 7:53. And let me just quick look at the table of contents because I'm not going to be here in about 15 minutes when Donna's done with her local news. So I want to make sure.
Did you do the birthdays already?
I did not. I'm heading in that direction there. I do want to say, and we'll spend more time talking about this tomorrow, is the are our children safe is the question. Are our children safe? There's a story in the newspaper, and if you ask me, it should have been in the front page about some knucklehead up in Jigo that started beating on a 13-year-old girl because she and bobbed him. And the magistrate reports that came out today, and I might see if I can get my hands on that so I can read bits and pieces of it to you. But it is kind of alarming that something like that is happening. Number one, what are these idiots doing hanging around at kids' bus stops? And Mayor of Jigo and all of the police guys that cruise through there all the time, be on the lookout for that kind of thing. That's not a hangout and wait around place. That's for children to wait for the bus stop, for parents to drop them off and pick them up in the afternoon. Police met with Doris Castro, who said she was walking her granddaughter to the bus stop when a male approached them and just started punching KC in the face and head. Just 13-year-old girl. Doris told police she tried to block KC, where she was also punched in the hand and arm. Cops observed redness to the ear area and the bump on the back of her head. Cops noted redness as well. Police found a male who matched the description provided to the police near the area at the bus station, and he was identified as Dominic DeSoto. Defendant was interviewed and said he struck the minor because she was looking mean at him. They've got him, busted him with 2 counts of assault as a misdemeanor. There might be a special allegation that we can tack onto this because he was beaten on a minor, sort of the defenseless, weaker member of the community that needs to be defended a little bit more by our laws and things like that. But that goes along with a letter that I got from my daughter's school the other day, which was also kind of alarming. I told you a week or so ago about rolling down. I was waiting for something to happen over by the church in Agana, and I parked over at the Plaza de España, and Korean hot pants and people taking pictures over the Guam sign and kind of walking around. But there were places where I could tell the tourists were avoiding, because there was a meeting of the homeless going on, some ruddy-looking folks in the area, and I reached out to a couple of people. I said, "Is there something we can do about this so that we don't have this kind of blight downtown Agana in what is the crown jewel of our hospitality attractions outside of Tumon?" And the answer was, as usual, there's nothing we can do about that. No. They've got constitutional rights. They've got freedoms as well. They can hang out wherever they want to. And I thought, well, that's just some line of bull. There's got to be something that can be done about that. And I'm not sure what it is. I think what's going to happen is we're going to have to wait until somebody gets hurt, like this kid up in Jigo, or when somebody gets hurt or worse around the Academy of Our Lady of Guam. I got this email from the school. I hope the email finds you well. As you may have noticed, there has been an influx of our homeless. They put brothers and sisters because it's Catholics, right, in areas surrounding the school facilities. Please know that this has not gone unnoticed. The school has placed signs along our campus property and has increased its presence in the outside parking lot and campus grounds in the morning and after school. The campus is cleared every morning before 7, and staff members monitor the doors to the cafeteria and the parking lot. This should not have to be done. This shouldn't have to be done. There needs to be more advanced work with our homeless to get them out of there and to put them into places where they can receive the care and the feed and that I'm sure emotional and mental issues that they're dealing with, where they can get the help, as opposed to just having them wander around Agana and the Academy of Our Lady of Guam like zombies. Unfortunately, they say we do not have any control over the areas that do not belong to the school, to include the old mayor's building, the court parking lot, or the front of the cathedral. The white building next to the cafeteria is owned by the legislature, and the outside parking lot is managed by the court. Oh, like the legislature is going to lift a finger to do something about that. The school has been working diligently in trying to resolve the issue. We've been in contact with the necessary parties, et cetera, et cetera. Close with this. We are a Catholic institution. We hope to continue the charisms of Mother Macaulay and respect the dignity of our brothers and sisters in need. However, rest assured, the safety of our students, faculty, and staff remains a top priority. This is the warning shots, guys, and I'm concerned. Because the people in power think it's safe around here, and you and I know better. 7:58. All right, celebrity birthdays. You want to do that?
Yay.
Martin Scorsese. I got to do this before I go. This is the highlight of my day. Martin Scorsese is 80. Lauren Hutton is 79 years old and still a hot smoking babe. Lorne Michaels, the guy that gave us the funny version of Saturday Night Live and still trying to bring it, restore it to its old 70s, 80s glory, is 78 years old. So is Danny DeVito. He's 78. RuPaul, 62 years old.
Yes.
Yay. Daisy Fuentes, happy 50. I don't know what she's famous for, but that's a familiar name. She's 56 years old.
She's a VJ, yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay. And Rachel McAdams from Wedding Crashers in The Notebook is 44. If you're looking for something to celebrate, it's Use Less Stuff Day, World Peace Day, Take a Hike Day. Go find Reed Tapasna or any of the guys and dudes that I hang out with and go hike with, and go and get yourself into some boondocks and some shiggy. You are absolutely going to love it. Baklava Day and Great American Smokeout. That used to be a thing. And Guinness World Record Day. And so this gives me an opportunity to once again shine the shoes of our brothers in nerddom, Landon and Brandon Idlet, who gave us the most recent set of world records for Guam. There's 2 of them that they got, building that big thing out with Lincoln Logs, in the Sears building with Lincoln Logs out of the Agana Shopping Center. It wasn't that long ago, and it was just in the last week or 2 that the Guinness people said, boys, you did it. So congratulations there, Kaz Endo and the guys that put together the world record parade of Nissans a couple of years ago. We did that, so Guam is in the record books for that. And I want to say there was a once upon a time, didn't we hold a record for the largest marlin ever captured in the waters? Yes, we did. Thank you, Mr. Paris. Hey, I got to break away. Fox News Live is coming up next. Then I'm going to hit traffic just like you are and find myself in the downtown area trying to take a bite out of crime with the criminal justice system. It's 8. Here's Fox News on the Point.
I'm Frank Motak, Fox News. Kentucky Republican U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell has been reelected Senate Minority Leader after receiving a challenge to the leadership position from Florida Senator Rick Scott. Senator McConnell says he's ready to continue the fight after Republicans came up short in the Senate following the midterm elections.
Collectively, I think, had a good discussion about what happened in the election and what happens in the next election. And I think everybody in our conference agrees we want to give it our best shot to finish the job in Georgia and concentrate on that for the next month. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to continue to serve.
The vote came after the Senate Republican Conference rejected a motion to delay the leadership election. Meanwhile, the U.S. Senate today advanced a bill to protect same-sex and interracial marriages. This puts Congress on track to ensure such marriages are protected in federal law. The Senate voted to repeal the Clinton-era Defense of Marriage Act and require states to recognize all marriages that were legal where they were performed. If approved by the House, the new Respect for Marriage Act would also protect interracial marriages by requiring states to recognize legal marriages regardless of sex, race, ethnicity, or national origin. It's sentencing day for the man convicted of killing 6 people after deliberately running them over in his SUV at a Christmas parade in Wisconsin last year. First, the judge heard victim impact statements, including one from Brooke Sorensen, who lost her grandmother in the attack.
The things we will miss the most are not seeing her again, her smile, her laugh, being able to talk to her, and doing fun things with her. My sister and I pray every night for our Grammy and our family. Grammy, I will see you in my dreams, and I know you will be watching over me.
Altogether, 45 people delivered statements in court about how the tragedy changed their lives. Darrell Brooks was found guilty of 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, and each count carries a mandatory life sentence. America is listening to Fox News.
JV International Safety Equipment has it all for you. Fall protection, rain gear, traffic signs, speed bumps, custom signs and banners, PPEs, fire extinguishers, plus more. Check them out on Facebook at JV International Safety Equipment Company or visit their website, www.jvisec.com. JV International Safety Equipment, Guam's leader in occupational and environmental safety equipment. call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment located in Harmon Industrial Park.
Come on down to Chili's and create your own dynamic duel starting at $29.99. Choose any two of your favorites from these delicious options. Margarita grilled chicken, country fried chicken crispers, 6-ounce sirloin, savory ancho salmon, or Cajun shrimp. For a few bucks more, upgrade to premium entrees, such as the 10-ounce sirloin or ribeye cooked to your liking. Or go big with our famous half-rack baby back ribs. Your dynamic duel creation comes with loaded mashed potatoes. At Chili's, more life and great value happen here. Located on the second floor, Tumon Sands Plaza.
The happiest place on earth is getting hit by inflation.
Walt Disney is raising theme park prices again. Tickets are more expensive on more popular dates, including around the Christmas and New Year's holidays. Starting in December, entrance to the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios Florida will cost as much as $189 a day. Disney's Animal Kingdom Park's one-day admission will remain the same from $109 to $159. Disney says it continues to focus on providing guests with the best, most memorable Disney experience with new attractions and offerings. Disney increased the cost of some Disneyland tickets in October.
That's Fox's Ginny Costola. After a spectacular launch early today at the Kennedy Space Center, an unmanned NASA spacecraft is heading for a rendezvous with the moon for the first time in 50 years. If all goes as planned, the Orion spacecraft will be propelled into a wide orbit around the moon before returning to Earth with a splashdown set off the California coast in 3 weeks. If all goes as planned, NASA hopes to send 4 astronauts around the moon on the next flight in 2024 and land humans on the moon again in 2025. Comedian Jay Leno remains hospitalized in Los Angeles after he was burned while working on one of his many cars over the weekend.
Jay Leno is doing well. However, his burns are more extensive than originally reported. Leno has already undergone one surgery and is scheduled for another later in the week. Dr. Peter Grossman, the director of Grossman Burn Center at West Hills Hospital, said Leno was working underneath one of his cars when the fire began. He was pulled out and rushed to the hospital.
His burns include his face, his hands, and his chest. The burns are fairly significant.
Grossman said he's in good spirits in the burn unit and is still under further treatment, but burn injuries are hard to predict.
That's Fox's Michelle Polino, and I'm Frank Botek. This is Fox News.
Subway just dropped an all-new menu of 12 sandwiches. They call it the Subway Series.
The Subway Series has 4 new categories of subs: cheesesteaks, Italianos, chicken, and clubs.
With a sandwich series like that, I'll be a happy Subway cereal eater.
And Subway has a new way of ordering, too. You can order the Subway Series sandwiches by name or by number.
So I can just say number 5 for the Bella Mozza? Hey, that's a whole new way to Subway.
You could, but the better choice, number 8, the Great Garlic.
It's the new Subway Series. What's your pick?
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Oh, KFC, oh, KFC, original and crispy. Happy holidays, folks. Colonel Sanders here. KFC is here to help feed your holiday hunger with our 6 or 12-piece family meal. They both come with your choice of our delicious KFC sides, biscuits, and a personal gift from the Colonel. 2 free glass food containers. Have a safe and happy holiday season from KFC Guam. It's finger-licking good.
Your local news is brought to you by Nambo Insurance. Skip the line, pay online. It's fast, easy, and secure. Visit Nambo.com for more information.
Half a day, it's 8:06. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. Trial will begin tomorrow for 32-year-old Nikita Uggan for driving while impaired before crashing into Jerry Kitchen in Tamuning last year. Uggan appeared in Superior Court yesterday with her attorney, David Lujan, to select the 6 jurors who will decide her fate. In February of last year, Uggan was seen drinking at a bar in Hagåtña before leaving with 3 other women around 1:15 in the morning. One of those passengers included an off-duty GPD officer. About 10 to 15 minutes after they left the bar, Uggan was driving a red Jeep on Marine Corps Drive and attempted to make a left turn at the ITC intersection before losing control of the vehicle. She hit a curb in front of the Camacho Landmark Center and crashed into Jerry Kitchen. When officers arrived, only a speeding ticket was issued and they did not administer a sobriety test for Uggan. It took 3 months for the AG's office to prosecute her. Police never released the results of their internal investigation. Jury selection is scheduled to continue this afternoon. And the section of Guam's Motor Vehicle Division charged with enforcing federal safety standards for hazardous materials transported on local roadways has not issued a citation to violators since February of 2019. Motor Carrier Safety Assistance Program Acting Coordinator Tim Lujan says inspectors can still order commercial trucks off the road until any safety violations are fixed. He adds that they have not been citing vehicle operators and collecting on fines, which can range from between several hundred to $1,000 per violation. Lujan explains that a court case led to a ticket being thrown out and a judge ordering the motor carrier program to clean house with its operations. Lujan says the program worked with its oversight branch in Honolulu and decided to stop issuing citations until it could comply with all federal regulations. He says it's taken over a year to iron out the proposed fixes. More news after this.
Go green, go hybrid. Go to Nanbo Insurance, and your next power bill is on us. Insure your hybrid car at Nanbo and get up to $350 towards your next power bill. That's instant savings for keeping our island clean and green. Nanbo has been providing Guam with over 50 years of reliable and affordable auto insurance. At Nanbo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit nanbo.com or call 477-9754 for details.
Guam's seaport, airport, and private shipping firms said they have started gearing up for the $1.2 billion to $2 billion of annual military construction amid issues with lengthy and costly transportation of goods to the island. Logistics and shipping goods to Guam were among key discussions on the second day of the Society of American Military Engineers 3-day Guam Industry Forum, when fuel prices were steadily increasing and the costs of imported food and other goods were also rising. GovGuam officials and businesses pressed for a review of the Jones Act to keep shipping costs low. Port General Manager Rory Respicio says this is more of a policy issue that is best left to the Jones Act proponents or those who are against it, and adds that what happens in the end remains to be seen. Respicio, however, assures that the port has already shown its capability and capacity to support military operations. And yesterday was World COPD Day, and GRMC officials say the hospital is equipped with resources to treat it. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is a lung disease most commonly caused by smoking and is the fourth leading cause of death in the world. The disease is a form of irreversible damage to the lungs. GRMC Director of Lung and Infectious Disease Center, Dr. Michael Augustin, says COPD can limit your ability to perform everyday tasks like climbing the stairs. Smoking accounts for almost 90% of COPD. Augustin adds that vaping may also be a risk factor. Although there is no cure for COPD, the disease is treatable. Patients can get diagnosed at GRMC's new pulmonary rehabilitation clinic. The rehab can also benefit COVID-19 patients. More information can be found online at foundation.chestnet.org. And those are your top stories on The Point. We now join our network program, Already in Progress.
Farewell, ANZ Bank. You've been an excellent corporate citizen for 30-plus years. And yes, we're competitors, but we're sorry to see you go. Now let us address the bank's customers. Bank Pacific's arms are wide open to accept your banking needs, whether it be to handle your savings, commercial checking, merchant business, or consumer or commercial loan needs. We're open on Saturdays in 4 convenient locations and have excellent online banking services. And we're staying, for as you might know, where others put branches, we place roots. Equal Opportunity Lender, member FDIC.
Guam Regional Medical City was awarded Advanced Primary Stroke Center certification from the Joint Commission. What does this mean? It means our neuroscience team is equipped with the latest technology and a team of the finest neurological doctors to treat stroke, which is one of the leading causes of death on Guam. GRMC, reflecting our commitment to providing safe and quality patient care. For more information about GRMC, visit us at grmc.gu or to make an appointment, call 671-633-GRMC.
Subway just dropped an all-new menu of 12 sandwiches. They call it the Subway Series.
The Subway Series has 4 new categories of subs: cheesesteaks, Italianos, chicken, and clubs.
With a sandwich series like that, I'll be a happy Subway cereal eater.
And Subway has a new way of ordering, too. You can order the Subway Series sandwiches by name or by number.
So I can just say number 5 for the Bella Mozza? Hey, that's a whole new way to Subway.
You could, but the better choice, number 8, the Great Garlic.
It's the new Subway Series. What's your pick?
It's the Poor, Middle Class, and People on Fixed Income Act. His ratings plummeted in the state of West Virginia to like 38. Don't think that, after Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden, remember, they made a deal with Manchin. And they said, if you go along